But let's go ahead and let's give our guest of honor the floor really quick because let's move on to the Kansas City Chiefs, the back-to-back Super Bowl champions,
Oh boy.
Kansas
right.
City Chiefs. Floyd,
Boo,
let us know what we should
boo.
be
So
expecting
right here,
this year.
I
Oh
have
no.
the playbook on how to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and if you notice, it's actually empty because you guys are freaking
Oh
screwed.
gosh.
Are you kidding me? Are you guys kidding me? So already draft class A minus strong. We kept our whole entire back office. It's like we have Patrick Mahomes, we got Hollywood Brown, and just to put like a little extra spice and sprinkles on it, do you know who our backup quarterback is? Carson freaking Wentz. All right? Like, where is this guy freaking been?
Wait, didn't he
Yeah,
retire?
he's on our bench.
No.
And
Jeez.
so
There is there is hope for Zach Wilson
so
after all. If Carson Wentz can
I
hang around.
Hey, Carson Wentz took a team to the playoffs. Zach Wilson doesn't
Yeah,
have
but
that.
the backup took him to the Super Bowl and
so
won it.
I mentioned earlier with the Chargers themes and messages, and really this Kansas City Chiefs for like the preseason here and like getting ready and like all their capital. This really feels like the Last Dance sort of vibes, right? This is the Bulls going for their second three-peat. Like they're preparing, they're focused outside of Rice. Um, everyone's signing extensions to do this one last charge. And this is like it really feels like all in. Everything I'm hearing from OTAs and interviews is like everyone is focused except for Rice. And like even to the point where like even our secondary is prepared for Rice to be out for the first half of the season. And so like him being out first half, I mean, he puts him back at about roughly week 6, was when the Chiefs come off their bye. And so I'm like, dude, just take the hit. Just sit out, take your lickings. Yeah, sure, the first 6 seasons, but then we have a 12 games, a 12 games straight in a row for the finish line. And like I said before, they have to get that first round bye. There's no way for this team to truly go all the way to the Super Bowl again without getting that first week bye. There were some analysts that were going on that were like, well, this is Baltimore Ravens year. The Baltimore Ravens are going to charge. They're going to get that first round bye, take it away from the Chiefs, and they're going to go all the way because the Chiefs are just going to run out of gas in the postseason. And like I feel that, but they're completely restructuring this offense now. This is going to be the offense from like Patrick Mahomes' second year. There's no other way to like. Everyone needs to blow off all their old scouting reports and really look at this offense because you have multiple guys, multiple wide receivers are running 4.2, 4.3, and 4.4 40s. You got you have a hopefully well recovered and clear mindset Travis Kelce. We'll see. And you got Pacheco in the backfield again. And then I have his photo up right now on my other screen because he's so damn charming. Louis Rees-Zammit. There's no other way that this guy's making the final 52. He's making the team. He like him and Travis Kelce have this uncanny relationship right now, and I'm freaking terrified for everybody else in the league. So you know that like
Don't worry, Taylor will put it into it.
which game was that? Where they threw the pass to Travis Kelce. Kelce threw that lateral to what is it? Valdez-Scantling. No, Kadarius Toney had the offside charge, and so the whole entire play was called back. So
Yeah.
Zammit was messaging.
That's what he does.
Kelce was like, "Let's practice that play." And if you watch Zammit's highlight reels, that's exactly what plays got him to like into open field in rugby. This is exactly that one play. You ISO the first person with the ball, and they do a side lateral, and he hits the sideline and just bolts it. All right, this guy is fast. Like I think even after OTAs with pads, he was reporting like a 4.5 40, and that's still insanely fast. He has great acceleration speed, but his top speed is really there. So I'm like, I'm calling it. It's like me a couple during the college football playoffs again, where I said Bama is going to win by 3. Zammit's making the final 52, and then also I see him, if not being like that kind of that trick running back to go to like this the freaking Y slot. He's going to either be the special teams hero, and he's going to take over this whole entire new kickoff rule. So it's gonna if we even talk about any of that craziness. So
He hasn't been hit by Max Crosby yet, so rugby might be he might be going back to playing
we'll
rugby.
see.
We'll see. He hasn't. Fred Warner hasn't
Yeah.
teed him up yet
The
either.
other
Give him
thing
some time.
the one thing I'm really tired of. I'm really tired of the Chiefs defense being the training camp to send good quality talent to the rest of the league, right? So like I'm happy that we kept Tranquil, we kept Karloftis, we kept of course Jones, but we also sacrificed Snead, who was an absolute killer last year. Like there is no Chiefs in the Super Bowl without Snead. Like his 1 yard stop against the Baltimore Ravens put the ball back in our hands for us to win, right? And then of course we lost Willie Gay as a linebacker. Willie Gay has been with the Chiefs for I think like 4 years now. He's a great, strong, the area denial linebacker in the middle of the field, and he's just gone. So like now we have new rookies moving into those positions, and everyone's like, "Oh, Spagnola is going to really coach and train these guys." And I'm like, it's great, but we need the talent to stay in Kansas City. But we got to make cap. And like I'm happy Snead's getting paid, happy Gay's getting paid, but that's kind of my 2 cents right there.
Well, they got Justin Snead. I know he's not or Reed. He's not Snead. I get that, but they're still that defense is still I think is a top 5-6 defense, man. They're gonna be strong again. They'll definitely you got to put them up there in contention to win the Super Bowl again. I am not sold though on Xavier Worthy. I am not a huge Worthy fan. Being a college football guy, he's got a skinny frame. He doesn't do well against press coverage. He dropped balls at Texas where he's wide open. But Patrick Mahomes does make average quarterbacks good. I mean, look what he did for Juju.
Yeah.
He got him a big contract. So, I mean, and they get Hollywood. I think those are. I mean, honestly, I don't think this team has question marks. It doesn't matter if those guys do well because they had the worst receiving core last year,
Yeah.
and they still won. So it doesn't matter. I mean, there's only a win-win situation for those guys. But so I was reading the Week 6 bye. They had to coincide it because of Taylor's new tour.
Yeah.
Kelsey has to be there. That could be the only thing that stops him is Brittany Mahomes' beef with Taylor. Like, and then do we actually get to watch the game? Is it focused on the box the whole time she's there? So that's probably the only thing that could hurt them. But there's really no holes really on this team, man.
I also wanted to mention Jared Wiley. We picked him up in the draft, TCU grad. This guy was an absolute monster for TCU in their championship runs. Like, don't sleep on that name. He's if we go to a low tempo game that doesn't have a lot of stakes and Travis Kelce decides to sit out again, Jared Wiley is going to be. I think that's going to be the guy that you're going to start hearing more and more of over the next couple of years. So look out for him too.
Yeah, I agree. He's good.
Yeah,
I mean, I have the Chiefs obviously winning this division. I had them going 13-4. I mean, when you look at this Chiefs team, listen to the rest of the NFL fans. We're this just accept it at this point. I mean, we're just in another dynasty. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, they're going to be here for a while. It's going to happen. They're going to take mid-level talent around them, and they're just going to take them to the new heights, and they're just going to be the team to beat. I mean, I think what has it been like the last 6 years? They've at least made it to the AFC conference game, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have 3 Super Bowls with Patrick Mahomes. They're looking at doing the first 3-peat, and they're well on their way. I mean, honestly, this team has almost no holes in it whatsoever. And everyone wants to talk about the Patrick Mahomes and the offense and everything else like that. This defense last year, and Flores, you can back me up on this as a Chiefs fan. This defense last year was second in the NFL. Second.
Yeah.
You have Patrick Mahomes and that offense, and then you have the second-ranked defense in the NFL. This defense is nothing to sleep on. They did get a major hit with Snead leaving. That sucks. But I don't think that it's going to be such a huge blow to them to where we're not seeing the same stout defense that we saw last year. This team, it does. I like what you said there, Floyd. It does have this last dance kind of feel to it, where the guys are just, you know what? Let's make one last run at this thing. Let's just do one last run. and let's just get this 3-peat and just put ourselves in the record books. And I mean, man, I would not be surprised. But Floyce, as you said, they do need that first week bye because that early bye week sucks. And for that to have that long stretch and then to go into the playoffs, that would be rough to have to do, the wild card divisional conference and then the Super Bowl without having that week off. Since what is it, week 6? I think their bye week is. So
here's their first games. Week 1, Baltimore. Week 2, Bengals. Week 3, I think. Yeah.
Joe Burrow though is the
that
killer.
Yep. That's the
Joe Burrow is the killer of Patrick
He
Mahomes.
has the secret potion. He has the key.
Just do not like we're going to see the true colors of this Chiefs team very early this season. So like those 2 weeks, I think week 3 is like Arizona, week 4 Chargers, and so I'm like, you're getting just nothing but division rivalry, and like right even before the bye week, and then on the other side of their bye, 49ers. Like you're getting the rematch again. It's like everyone's like, oh yeah, the Chiefs don't really have that bad of a schedule this year. I'm like, no, they're playing the NFL talent. Like the script writers or whoever you want to blame for this thing, they have built their schedule to say if they're going to get this three-peat, they're going to earn it. And so like they have to get that first round bye. There's just no other way. So it's like 13 dubs. It's gonna be a rough road.
Yeah,
I just can't believe that we are
games.
back. Yeah. Yep. Same. I got them 13 and 4. I just, you mentioned it, Dave. How are we already in another dynasty? I thought we would have more time. I just thought we would have more time in between Brady. Like, I didn't realize Mahomes was coming. Like, we never saw it coming. I mean, this team is and everything you guys said is correct. Like, everyone always asks, like, who would win versus the immovable object or the unstoppable force, and they have both. It's just like, I don't know, like, what are you supposed to do? Like, it's difficult, and there are certain teams that do have that secret sauce, right? Like the Raiders have shown some tenacity to win against the Chiefs when they need to. Burrow has, won against the Chiefs in big games. We have these guys that figure it out, and the whole league has shifted to a whole different defensive scheme to out Mahomes. It was found out that it was a little bit tougher. He had a little bit tougher time against zone versus man, and so you see a lot of defenses shift to making sure that they have a good zone defense, and it's just, I don't know, and in the end, none of it works. Like it's so. It's frustrating, but it's still not as frustrating as the Patriots. So at the end of the day, you know what? I got Marquise Hollywood Brown on my fantasy team, so I'm very excited.
The only way I could really hopefully nobody else listens to this podcast other than Chiefs fans go. It's like they defenses are gonna have to sacrifice a short game. There's just no way around it. Like just do some sort of like deep zone mask, maybe keep one guy on a spy, and then just send everyone back. Sacrifice the 5 to 10 yard plays and just force the Chiefs to play in the red zone. There was a lot of teams, especially like the Raiders, had a lot of success with that last year. Allowing the Chiefs to get into the red zone, allow Crosby to do his job, and then like really force pressure in those zones and make Mahomes make terrible passes. So like with
which doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah, it's just worked out really well for the Chiefs. I mean, even like years, like when I first came on this podcast, Dave, who was the guy that we were talking about in the Super Bowl? Do you remember? In the Chiefs Super Bowl, who we were saying should have gotten MVP the year before last?
Oh man, I can't recall, to be honest with you.
Isaiah Pacheco.
Oh yeah, Pacheco.
Twinkle Toes himself. The guy that runs, he runs like the earth is his enemy. Like I just don't understand
he's like a heat-seeking missile. He doesn't avoid contact at all.
He doesn't.
They're like, Pacheco, look, a hole. He's like, no, I'm going to go after the linebacker.
He's incapable of making a cut. The guy I don't like him. I hate his running style. It's so terrible.
The 7th round they got him. The 7th round. You know what I mean? It's You can't believe that they got someone like that. They didn't, but
But
hey,
I mean, that offensive line is really good. I got them
yeah,
going 12-5. I think when you're the two-time defending, you get everybody's best game. Um, and the only way I see them actually winning is they have to be injury free. And God forbid anything happens to Mahomes, then they go from a 12-13 win team probably to like, I don't know, with Carson Wentz, maybe 2 wins, 3.
oh, come on now.
Dude,
That
Carson
defense
Wentz
is
is
still there.
terrible.
Andy Reid is still there. The
Terrible.
defense is still there. They'll win
Yeah,
one or
man.
2 games.
Nah, I give them 12. I think they're win 12 games. I actually think their division's not good. I only give the Chargers the 500 because of Jim Harbaugh. The Raiders, I think they're below 500. Denver's below 4-5 wins. Like,
Yeah,
it's a terrible division. So they're gonna win games there, but they're
Yeah.
AFC
outside
East all
games.
over again.
Yeah, like I just think it's a terrible division. And they're only rivalry games if the other team wins. So you can't call it a rivalry game if one side's only winning. So the Chargers aren't rivalry games because they can't beat them.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the Raiders are their rivalry now, and then Denver, I don't think they have a rivalry. They haven't had a good quarterback since Peyton Manning, and that was this. But I don't think it's the last dance thing. Andy Reid is extended. Mahomes has got to. He's playing for years. Kelsey's going to play for years. Man, this team has got like a good 5 more years in them of like Super
Yeah.
Bowl runs. I hate them already.
Football fans,
Dylan,
look away. Just look
baby.
away. Just embrace it. We just have to embrace it. As much as we don't want to, this is just how it just seems to
Reality.
go. But
I
let
want to
us.
say one thing. If you're a Chiefs fan and you don't like this video, you're good. I'm putting the juju out there now.
Oh.
They will not win the division. So if you don't like the video,
I-
just don't like it.
oh,
There's no harm in
you know what?
liking it.
Here,
I
I'll
love
do
it.
you guys a
Putting
favor.
it out
Click.
there.
So when you come to Kansas City to see your favorite team play, you go to Q39, you go to Gates, you go to Plowboys downtown, get yourself some good barbecue, get nice and fed, because at least you'll be fed nice full belly when you watch your team lose. All right. Like
I'm never coming to
I'm just
Kansas
saying, like,
City.
so we have
Yeah.
oh my god, so we have
Sounds
the
like a
Chiefs.
horrible time.
Chiefs
Yeah,
Chiefs
that
are
doesn't sound
going.
good at all.
We got the Royals out there slamming balls right now, killing it. Oh boy, Bobby's an absolute monster on the Royals, and then we have the KC Current. We're in the conversation for whatever sport you're interested in. Cricket apparently is big right now. We're gonna start cricket soon. Let's go.